In my last video, I asked if we could take a moment for the calendula still blossoming in its corners of the garden. Even after a couple of frosts, we still wake up to its bright golden colors. It's also one of the most versatile plants around. Calendula is decorative and edible. It's medicinal both internally and externally. It's easy to cultivate, yet even grows wild. It's a natural plant dye, a digestive aid, a friend, a happy place. Thankfully, calendula is very easy to grow too. In the spring, calendula can be sown directly into the soil once all risk of frost is gone. Regular planting soil is just fine. It makes a great companion to many plants, flowers, and vegetables, particularly those that love the sunshine like tomatoes and hardy herbs. Calendula loves a sunny spot. The more light and warmth, the better. Just make sure to keep it watered and pick out all the weeds. If you keep the soil loose, moist, and relatively weed-free, then you will be rewarded with an abundance of flowers. You can harvest all the flowers you want too. In fact, the more flowers you pick, the more they grow. If you harvest correctly, that is. The key to harvesting calendula flowers is to snip or pinch them off just above a set of new leaves. This will ensure that they can continue to grow while also reducing the risk of disease. To get the most medicinal properties, harvest the flowers as they are blossoming, when they are about halfway open. I try to do this as often as possible, but life is busy, so don't stress about it. Harvest them when you can, and I promise more flowers are soon to follow. One thing to note, there is a sticky residue on healthy medicinal calendula plants. You may feel it while harvesting. Don't get worried by it though. That sticky resin is a very good thing and won't be noticeable at all on the dried flowers. It's concentrated on the green bases of flower heads, which is where there is an abundance of medicinal oils. Most of the flowers I harvest are dried and stored to use throughout the year for skin care and body care, or for making teas and tinctures, etc. To dry the flowers, you simply lay them on a well-ventilated tray or rack in a cool place out of direct sunlight. Leave them until they are completely dry, and they will feel dry too. Once every part of the flower is completely dry, you can put them in a glass jar and store them. And what do you do with calendula flowers? Well, what can you not do with them? Seriously, their medicinal and therapeutic properties are so incredibly prolific. Calendula contains a very long list of beneficial chemical compounds, which I've written about in a post called Ode to Calendula. I'll link that in the description box for you, as this short video doesn't grant me quite enough time to get into all of its benefits. I will also link to a post on how to make your own infused oils in case you want to make your own calendula infused oil. It's incredibly simple and so useful. You can use the oil as is, or you can make a simple salve, body creams, face oils, and so much more. But honestly, you can just grow calendula because it's beautiful, and you can just use calendula in vases around your home, or just as a beautiful spot to look at in the garden. Now in late autumn, I have started collecting calendula seeds. These can be replanted now for an earlier summer harvest. But for me, I will save most of these calendula seeds. I'll dry them out and store them throughout the winter and then replant in the spring. The amazing thing about saving seeds is that the plants will regerminate and reproduce very quickly. Also, calendula plants are much less prone to disease if regrown from saved seed. Calendula can actually just be good for the garden. It can repel some of the insects that could harm some of your other plants, so it can contribute to better plant growth. And it also helps build the soil, some of the fungi. It has relationships with the soil and can really improve the quality of your soil. Oh, calendula, you make me happy. Every time I catch a glimpse of you from the window, every time I rub you into my skin, or simply put you in the middle of the table as we tear and share our daily bread.